Hi. In a number of my videos talking about public speaking, I've emphasized that we need both theory and practice. Now we know what the practice is. It's actually delivering the presentations or practicing at home, imagining that you're talking to an audience. This is practical. So what's the theory? Theory, of course, is watching other people on YouTube present, but also getting yourself a few books on public speaking written by public speakers. You'll pick up an awful lot of really good hints and tips on what to do and what not to do as a speaker. But what is not probably as clear to most public speakers is books on actual speeches themselves, how to present a speech, and how much benefit you get by reading out aloud, as if you were presenting to an audience, speeches made by famous people. This can help a lot. It will allow you to put in the pauses, the inflections, the emphasis on certain phrases and words. I've got a book here. One of the best books I ever got, by the way, was a book called Bell's Standard Elocutionist. Now, you might think that had a lot to do with the pronunciation of words, etc. Some of it did. But it also had at the back of the book a number of speeches. I think about maybe 20 speeches, starting with the most easy to deliver, easy to read, the more modern ones, and then going back into the past. And as you became practiced at reading these more difficult speeches, you became better at the pauses, the pronunciations, etc. I lost that book. I gave it to someone, never to be returned, but I ended up buying this one, How to Say It With Your Voice, by Jeffrey Jacoby. And I've had this in my possession for some time. It's filled with wisdom and ways to use your voice so that you become a better speaker. And here's one little bit I've just highlighted. The voice with the most colour and variety is the best attention grabber. The voice with the most variety is the best attention grabber. And here's the little paragraph which precedes that statement. How vocal variety can increase your listener's interest. What does the ear need to hear to stay tuned? Imagine you're listening to two different melodies, melody A and melody B. Say both melodies are of the same length, but melody A has only 4 different notes, while melody B has 12 different notes. Which melody do you think would be the more interesting to listen to? The answer is melody B, of course. Why? Because melody B has more variety. Your speech works the same way. And then I go on to say, as I've said before, the voice with the most colour and variety is the best attention getter or grabber. How do you develop variety? Well, of course, practice. Practice aloud at home by reading good books with colourful words that you immerse yourself in and imagine as you're reading the scenario being described by the writer. Read scenes, descriptions, read them aloud and read them as if you're reading them to an audience out there. This is the way to do it, as if you are describing something to someone else so that they can fully understand it but not only understand it, get the feeling out of the words you're delivering. The feelings written by the author through your words to an imagined listener at home. Practice at home. After a while it will become habitual. You will be able to do this in front of an audience without even thinking about it. It will become your norm. Practice, practice, practice. Practice doesn't make perfect, but it certainly improves and continues to improve. So, read aloud at home as if you were reading out to an audience, a real live audience, for them to understand and feel what you're saying. That's the way it will become your default way of talking to an audience.